Welcome back, YouTube. That's right. My name is Tayvikes28, and we are back to the Toronto Huskies franchise once again. This will be episode number 6. Now, we last left off in week number 4, and if you didn't check that last video out, definitely go do so. We had a guest broadcaster slash commentator on with me, so we had a really nice duo going for that week 4 game against the Minnesota Vikings. You'll have to go check that out. And as you can see by the record at the bottom there, we did end up losing that game to the Vikings. Spoiler alert, a little late, but I think that it was really our offense that killed us that game. Our defense played very well for most of that football game. And outside of that last drive or two for the Vikings, you know, the Huskies defense shut them down for pretty much the entire game. But it was the offense that we just stalled out on every single drive. It was just field goal after field goal after field goal. So we're looking to change that here in week number 6. Now, I went through the week 5 bye week by myself, and obviously there wasn't much for us to do. I just had to scout some players, and once again, I'm still working on that draft class, so we'll probably do like a scouting update maybe 2/3 of the way through the season or so, I'm thinking. And so I'll show you guys the draft board, some of the guys that we are looking at, and then you guys can give me your input as to what position we might want to go after and so forth. But to start this thing off, we're going to jump in here and upgrade some players before this week 6 game against the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Quincy Williams, the star from last season, once again balling out last week as he found himself his first sack this season, if I'm not mistaken, and was really a pressure problem for that Minnesota Vikings offensive line. So there he gets another upgrade here, up to a 78 overall, and I absolutely love his game. You know, he may not have all the pass rushing capabilities as some of these other linebackers do, but he is so good at just being all over the football field. He's got the speed, he's got the ability to tackle, the pursuit. He is always around the football, which is something that I love about Quincy Williams. But another player who was all around the football last week was none other than Floyd Ellis, the first ever draft pick in this franchise. But before we get in talking about him, let's take a look here at some of these players that we might have to look at signing long term. Now, Ifedia Denebo has been sneaky good this season, one of our best pass rushers, actually. And so we may want to give him a deal. In fact, I might just give him a deal immediately just to lock him up, and then we don't have to worry about it long term. I think that's the only one that I immediately want to give a deal to here, because he has been very good for us in terms of getting to the quarterback. He's forced some fumbles. Like, he's been all over the football field. So I'll give him a 2-year deal for now, because by the end of the season, he'll be 27, so 2 years puts him up to 29. So we'll keep him around for 2 seasons, assuming he likes this contract. As you can see, we have oodles of money. So money is not a problem for this franchise. All right, so he's looking for a little bit more salary. Bonus seems all right, which is fine. We'll go ahead and give him that extra little bit of salary next time that we have the opportunity. Now, these other older guys, I'm not sure what we want to do with yet. I need your guys' help. Do we like Logan Ryan as the #1 corner? He has been all over the football field, but he's also let up some plays this season, and he is 29 at this point. And then you have Delaney Walker. You know, assuming he doesn't retire. I mean, he's 36, so there's a good chance he retires. But if he doesn't retire, do we want to bring him back? You know, he hasn't done a whole lot this season, but it also has been a position where we just don't seem to target. We don't target the tight end for some reason. Fitz doesn't like tight ends, I guess. But moving forward here, so we're done with the upgrading, and we looked at some players to negotiate, and I'll do this scouting off camera. And then now let's jump in here. We've got our third home game, and this is going to be obviously at the Den. All right, so let's just, without further ado, jump right in. Now, for those of you that are new here, what are we doing exactly? So, the Toronto Huskies, brand new franchise. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the owner and starting quarterback for this season. So he took over the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise and moved them due to the fact that Shad Khan, the old Jaguars owner, no longer wanted to be a part of the losing down there in Jacksonville. So he gave up his rights to the team, sold the team. Fitz took the team and moved them to Toronto and pretty much started fresh. All the players from Jacksonville, they were no longer on the roster, so they had to start all fresh. So as we get into this, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who I believe are 3-2, if I'm not mistaken. So they're a pretty good team this season. And then we obviously have our Toronto Huskies. It'll be a good game, but we don't play games here in this franchise, in case you didn't know this. We watch and commentate the game. This is a team-building exercise. So we're going to be watching the squad that we put together over the next few seasons and moving forward. Hopefully, watch them go out there, and at some point, we're assuming things go well, we'll hopefully win the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, first things first, we got to just win some games. All right, we did win our first game this season earlier against the Titans. And now, as you can see, the two teams are getting out onto the football field, led by none other than Ryan Fitzpatrick, our starting quarterback and owner. And I have to say, this will be fun. I think this is going to be a good game, with Geno Atkins getting the defense fired up there for Cincinnati. Last week, Joe Mixon was a monster for the Cincinnati Bengals, which so far this Toronto team has been very good against the run. They shut down Dalvin Cook last week. They've shut down other names such as Derrick Henry earlier this season. They also were able to, believe it or not, shut down, for the most part, Nick Chubb until towards the end of the game in week 1. So a little bit of really good play from our defense. So as you can see here, what I was talking about, we don't play the games. I put the speed to slow, and then I go ahead and jump to the end of the game, quote unquote, so we get to watch the entire game. So let's start this thing off. We have the Cincinnati Bengals coming to Toronto, and we have the Toronto Huskies returning the opening kickoff, and it looks like they are not going to get to the 25, only to the 24-yard line. Looks like John Gruden is not too happy. I've also heard some rumblings that John Gruden may no longer be the head coach moving forward, but we'll see how that goes. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been okay this season. He's been very, I guess the easiest way to put it is he's been very protective of that football. He doesn't want to give the football up pretty much at all, which has been very beneficial for this Huskies offense, except he also doesn't push the ball downfield. And look at that. First play of the game is a pass downfield. As I just said, they don't do that often. And then it's almost picked off. So that's why we don't do that, I guess. You look at the offensive line, very young offensive line here, and then the playmakers, we have veteran presence in Delaney Walker, and then some young guys outside with CeeDee Lamb and Henry Ruggs. Now, speaking of Henry Ruggs and also Isaiah Wilson, we've heard some rumblings that those two may no longer be on the football team moving forward. One of them's a legal issue with Henry Ruggs, and then a personal issue with Isaiah Wilson. Our insider, obviously, Reese Recker, will have more on that. So definitely go follow him at On The Record, and that is WRECKERD1. Follow them on Twitter. He'll have a little bit more info on that as the season moves on. All right, 3rd and 10 here. It's going to be a drop-off short to Patrick Laird. That's going to be the first completion on the day. So it's going to be a 3-and-out to start this game for the Toronto Huskies. This offense has been just pretty abysmal, and ironically enough, it looks like it's raining again for the 3rd home game in a row. I guess we just can't play in nice weather in Toronto. But, I mean, it is, no offense, it is Toronto. What can you expect? But as we start this game up, we desperately need our defense to ball out like they did last week, because I have a sneaking suspicion that our offense is going to struggle again, as we saw here in this first drive. And what great kick coverage there. All right, and onto the football field. No, that is not Andy Dalton. That is Justin Herbert. That's right. The Bengals have Justin Herbert here. And they start off the season with him pretty hot. He's thrown 2 interceptions, which are 2 more than Ryan Fitzpatrick this season. However, he's thrown 9 touchdowns and well over 1,000 yards. Got a bunch set here on first down as he drops back. Looks over to the left-hand side and finds a wide open receiver on that left-hand side. I believe that might be A.J. Green. So we got a first down with Justin Herbert finding A.J. Green on that left-hand side. It's about a 16-yard reception for A.J. Green, and I think he's going to be a problem for this team this game. So far this season, receivers haven't been that big of an issue, although last week, Adam Thielen had a pretty good game. Another bunch set to the right-hand side here, and another throw. And Herbert looks to that right-hand side, finds someone down in the flat, and gets pretty good yardage. It's going to be 2nd and 1 now for Justin Herbert in this Bengals offense. He's going to be in the shotgun, and he's going to hand it off to Joe Mixon up front. And look at Mixon with a move, finds enough space to get the first down. So that's going to be 1st and 10 now in plus territory. And under center, a handoff to Joe Mixon up the middle on 1st and 10, getting only a couple. As we're going to take a look at this Bengals team, the offensive line is a little below average. These playmakers, you see some wide receivers that obviously have been here with the Bengals for a little while. You got Tyler Boyd, you got A.J. Green, but they got a new quarterback in Justin Herbert to throw to them, and maybe it's going to open up this Bengals passing game for the first time in a few seasons. And a stop there just short of the line to gain, making it 3rd and inches, and it's probably going to be handoff. Yes, it is. Joe Mixon up the middle for a first down. Just barely. He got a couple of yards on that carry, not much. And that's Rasheem Green, who had his first sack last week, or excuse me, I guess 2 weeks ago technically, but in the last game that the Toronto Huskies played, had his first sack this season, which was nice to see. All right, now we got a bunch set to the left-hand side here. Empty backfield, Justin Herbert in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks right over the middle, and just airmails his receiver, who looked like he was coming back to Justin Herbert. I don't know if he was just affected by this weather. It is raining, so the football is going to be a little wet today. We've seen that affect some of these teams before. As you look at the defense here, we've got some veteran players in the secondary with Logan Ryan and Rashad Jones, who have been playing pretty well this season. Rashad Jones has really helped out in the secondary. Pretty much. Before we get into that, oh my, what a hit over the middle. That was A.J. Green, I believe. Just has a collision right over the middle. Almost had a reception. That would have been a nice play here. And Justin Herbert under center, and he just whiffs on that throw. There was no one really in the area. So I'm not sure if that was an overthrow on the underneath pass or an underthrow to the long ball. Either way, Justin Herbert, I think, is getting affected by this weather. We've seen that happen before here in the Toronto Stadium, the Den. All right, looks like it's going to be a field goal, and it's no good. The Toronto Huskies defense stood tall. That is Randy Bullock with the miss. It looks like it was both short and to the right, if I'm not mistaken. So there was just no chance that that was going to make it. All right, looks like CeeDee Lamb and this offense is going to be rolling out here. Hopefully to get a little bit more yardage than they did last time, as they ended up with a 3-and-out and only 1 yard gain. And Fitz is under center. He's going to hand it off up the middle. That's Patrick Laird, who only gets a couple of yards here, about 3 yards or so. You know, he's been pretty good for this season for the Huskies. He may not have those big games that you see like a Joe Mixon game from last week. However, he's been consistent for them, which I guess is all you can ask for. And he's been a pretty good addition to the passing game as well. In shotgun, we got Fitz throwing it deep and just missing the target there. He had a couple of guys who were open deep. All right, now 3rd and 7. Fitz drops back. He's going to throw a quick pass on a screen, but Patrick Laird just gets gobbled up in the backfield. Ryan Fitzpatrick is now 2 for 5 for -3 yards on the day. That is not what we're looking for, as I believe that was Geno Atkins reading that and eventually helping get the tackle. Yeah, we've seen a lot of these screenplays this season that just haven't got, the yardage that everyone was hoping for. All right, looks like a punt here, and a chance for a good punt. Oh, what a punt! It just barely jumps backwards from. It almost went into the end zone and then jumps back towards the kick coverage. So that's going to be another nice punt from Matt Hack this season. He's been very good. A couple of weeks ago against, I believe it was the Jets, they pinned them inside the 5 on 3 different occasions, and inside the 20 on 4 or 5 different occasions. But as you can see, Matt Hack has been punting a lot this season, which is not what we like to see. And it's going to probably be a run here, and that is exactly what it is. Joe Mixon taking the carry with nowhere to go, as this Toronto Huskies defense is shutting down this rushing attack, as they have for most of the season. And Joe Mixon takes this one again, and that's going to be a safety. What a play. That is the veteran Josh Bynes getting into the backfield before Joe Mixon can even get out of the end zone. That is going to be the first points on the board, and it's not the offense of the Bengals. It's not the offense of the Huskies. It is the defense for the Huskies that gets the first points in this football game. And I have to say, I am very impressed by this Toronto team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Safety punt here, and they're going to take this, get out past the 25 to the 28-yard line. And now there's an opportunity for Toronto. If they can find their way into the end zone, they could make this a 2-score game. All right, on 1st and down here, 1st and 10 here on 1st down, and we have the Toronto Huskies under center. Ryan Fitzpatrick hands off to Patrick Laird, only gets about 1 yard on that carry. Not much in terms of the rushing game so far. And another one to Patrick Laird, and this one, once again, nowhere to go with the football. He gets 0 yards on that carry. Jesse Bates coming down and making the tackle. Under center again, and they hand it off a 3rd straight time to Patrick Laird, who goes backwards. I don't know what this play calling is right now. On 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 9, and you're going to hand the football off. I don't know what is going on. I think they're afraid to throw it because of the weather right now in Toronto. The weather is really affecting this game, and if they continue to try and rush the football with no avail and not be able to pass the ball, this is not going to be a very good sight for this Toronto team. And we got 2 gunners coming after this punt, and they get him down pretty quickly. That's a pretty good punt considering how far that was. That was John Ross with only a 2-yard return. And Justin Herbert and the Cincinnati Bengals team comes back onto the football field. They're going to hope for a better outcome than last time, as they got a safety allowing the defense to score points. And a low snap here, but it's handled and handed off to Joe Mixon, who makes a move and finds his way to the 31-yard line. That's going to be a 4-yard gain for Joe Mixon on 1st down. And they take the snap. They look over to the left-hand side, and another inaccurate pass here from none other than Justin Herbert, who is also struggling. So it must be the weather, because both quarterbacks are struggling right now. And 3rd and 6, they're going to throw the football over the middle to the right-hand side. And that is, I believe, Joe Mixon. Yes, it is. Joe Mixon with the reception, an 8-yard reception there. It ends up getting them a 1st down to the 39-yard line. That, if I'm not mistaken, is also the rookie in coverage, the rookie cornerback, Branch, just barely getting to the ball, or almost just barely missing the opportunity to get to the ball there. And so now, with 2 tight ends on the football field, they're going to have a quick pass to the left-hand side on first down to A.J. Green. Makes a man miss, but immediately gets tackled there afterwards for a 3-yard gain. And another pass here, this time over to the right-hand side, going to, I believe that is John Ross with the reception. Another 3-yard gain. And under center, they're going to drop back, throw it a 3rd time in a row, and a completed over the middle. That is Tyler Boyd with the reception and a first down. It looks like this offense is starting to get rolling. That is the 3rd reception for Tyler Boyd on the day, and it's not even out of the first quarter. Alright, under center is Justin Herbert, who drops back, looks over to the right in the middle of the field, and that is once again a reception for Tyler Boyd, a pretty long one here. Look at that reception, just wide open right there in the middle of the field. He found the opening and he just sat down, or didn't exactly sit down, but ran right through it, allowing Justin Herbert to find him in the middle. Alright, they're definitely in field goal range now at the 21-yard line. Justin Herbert is under center, and he's going to pitch this out to Joe Mixon on the right-hand side, and he trips over his own lineman, and I think gets actually tackled in the backfield. That is right. A 1-yard loss. Logan Ryan on the tackle. The veteran presence on this defense. As you can see, a lot of these veteran players for this Toronto defense have been able to get down and help out the rushing defense. We've seen Rashad Jones do that. We've seen Josh Bynes, and now Logan Ryan. So a lot of this veteran presence is helping out the run defense more than anything. All right, ending the first quarter, the score is 2-0. That's right, 2-0. We have Justin Herbert dropping back, looks to the left-hand side. That's Joe Mixon wide open. He's going to be gone. He's finding himself the first touchdown in this game. Joe Mixon on the reception, and I believe that's going to be a 22-yard touchdown for Joe Mixon out of the backfield. And he just runs away from the defense there. No one was covering him, and no one is able to catch up to him. That is just unfortunate for this Toronto defense that's been playing quite well this game. Just a lacking coverage, a mistake by somebody. I'm not sure who it was who just flaked out on their coverage assignment, but there was nobody on Joe Mixon there. And by the time that they realized it, there was no one to catch up to him. And with the extra point, it is now 7-2. Cincinnati leads, a 5-point lead for Cincinnati, and a really good drive from them here in the beginning of the second quarter here. And just like that, it is time for another kickoff. Hopefully some better offense after this kickoff, because I know Toronto desperately needs to get some first downs. Ashton Doolin sets him up at the 26-yard line, and the Ryan Fitzpatrick-led Toronto Husky offense comes out there. As you see Isaiah Wilson there, number 79. Let's talk a little bit about Isaiah Wilson. I had been hearing from Reese Recker that there is a chance at some point this season that Isaiah Wilson may be quitting football. He may just no longer be interested in playing the game of football. It's not just for Toronto, but just in general. He may not want to play anymore. So we'll have to see and monitor how that goes, if maybe Toronto can convince him to continue to play. As we see here, Patrick Laird, another negative run here, making it 3rd and 11. But back to Isaiah Wilson, I'm not sure what exactly is going on. I heard it's a personal issue. So as we all know, football at the end of the day is just a game, so hopefully whatever the personal issues are for Isaiah Wilson, he can get them figured out, because that is what is most important at the end of the day. And we have Ryan Fitzpatrick dropping back on 3rd and 10, finding Patrick Laird over the middle, but he is short. Only a 6-yard gain there, making it 4th and 5, and another 3 and out for this Toronto Huskies offense. So far, the story of this game is the lackluster offense and also pretty good defense from this Cincinnati Bengals team. And I have to say that the Toronto offense is just... This is the probably, I don't know, what, the 5th, 6th game in a row? It feels like that Toronto's offense is just not moving the football. And that punt goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. I believe it was down at the 16. So that's where this Bengals offense starts again, and we have a bunch set to the right-hand side. Looking in the shotgun handoff, though, to Joe Mixon up the middle, finds a lane, gets almost to the first down marker there, making it 2nd and 2 from the 24. Under center, Justin Herbert drops back, fakes the handoff, goes deep over the middle, and that's going to be broken up by this defense. That's A.J. Green trying to make the reception. It's going to be 3rd and 2, an opportunity to immediately get off the football field for this defense. But can they slow down Justin Herbert in this passing offense? And that's going to be a reception, but he goes backwards. The momentum brought him backwards, and then he makes a football move behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be C.J. Uzomah with the reception. As you see, he's past the line of scrimmage, but then he tries to make a move behind the line of scrimmage, essentially impeding the forward progress that he previously had. That is why that's not a first down right there, despite the fact that they usually would have, obviously, the first down via forward progress, but that's not the case here, as what a punt here. It's going to be a fair catch called at the 30-yard line from CeeDee Lamb. But great defensive stop from this Toronto Huskies defense, giving this offense for the Huskies more and more opportunities, because at some point this offense has to find a groove. With about 8:31 left in the second quarter here, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick dropping... oh, wow. Okay, not dropping back, but in shotgun, has a pump fake, and then throws over the middle, but isn't able to complete the pass, as there were a couple of defenders in the area. And Fitzpatrick in the shotgun again, hands off to Patrick Laird this time, getting about 1 yard on the carry, making it 3rd and 9, another long 3rd down for this offense. We have Fitz in shotgun, he drops back, he finds over the middle Patrick Laird again. He seems to be the only thing working on this Toronto Huskies offense, and that doesn't look good. Patrick Laird appears to be down right now. I'm not sure exactly what it is. They're bringing him over to the sideline to get checked out. Doesn't look very good. It could be something with the... It looked like it might be a leg, maybe a knee issue. That's pretty scary stuff. So that means that it's going to be John Kelly here getting the football on this carry, this first down carry. Raquel Armstead. It's going to be the duo of John Kelly and Raquel Armstead in this game moving forward until we hear about Patrick Laird. And it looks like another carry here as they fake the handoff to the wide receiver on the jet sweep and instead go to Raquel Armstead, who gets tackled in the backfield, making it 3rd and 13. So they finally get a first down, but then they turn around and have 2 negative plays in a row. It's not what this Toronto offense needs right now with the loss of Patrick Laird. And Fitz drops back. He looks over the middle, finds a guy wide open, makes a move, almost gets to the first down. That's going to be Henry Ruggs, I believe, on a 12-yard reception when they needed 13. Oh, that is tough. That's Mackenzie Alexander, I believe, who comes up and makes the stop. But look at that. A nice move to juke out the defender there and almost gets enough for the first down. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and punt this. Maybe they're going to try and pin him deep. And a pretty bad punt, only getting down to the 21-yard line. Matt Hack has been very up and down this season, but we've noticed in the rain, it seems like they've had a little bit more issues punting the football on occasion. He's fine with those longer punts, but it's in the short fields in the rain he doesn't do so well. That one only getting down to the 21-yard line. So now Justin Herbert is under center with Joe Mixon in the backfield, and he's going to hand it off to Joe Mixon here, making a man miss in the backfield. They had him for a loss, but he just absolutely whiffs on that tackle because of the move by Joe Mixon, allowing them to get 8 yards on first down. Now they're going to fake the handoff to Joe Mixon, throw it deep over the middle, and that's going to end up being, I think, Drew Sample, if I'm not mistaken. Justin Herbert to Drew Sample for a 15-yard catch and a first down. It's a pretty nice route run by Drew Sample there, making sure he finds the opening and just keeps moving the chains for this Bengals offense. Now we have Justin Herbert dropping back, looks over the middle and misses the target. I think he was trying to get to A.J. Green on the outside there. Nick Needham in the area. Now they're going to fake the jet sweep to Tyler Boyd and then hand it off to Joe Mixon, who gets stuffed in the backfield. He's only averaging about 2.1 yards per carry right now. Rashad Jones, like I said, those veterans coming down and making plays in the running game, and once again we see him making the tackle for a loss. He gets off the block by A.J. Green and then finds Joe Mixon and makes the tackle in the backfield, making it 3rd and 12 here in shotgun. And Justin Herbert drops back. He's going to throw over to the right-hand side. That is Joe Mixon, but he has to go up for the football. A little inaccurate, causing Joe Mixon to end up having the ball slapped away by none other than Josh Bynes. This is going to be a nice defensive stop from this Huskies defense, allowing once again the opportunity for the Huskies offense to get back on the football field and take the lead. Looks like a really good punt here from this Bengals special teams, and it's going to be down at about the 11-yard line. That's going to be Darius Phillips making the play on the football, and then a nice punt, though, by, I believe, Kevin Huber. All right, well, they're in I formation. They're going to hand it off on the right-hand side. I believe that's going to be Raquel Armstead with a 1-yard carry. Now they're going to have Fitzpatrick take the snap, look over to the left-hand side, find a wide-open receiver, and then he continues down the sideline, gets some extra yardage. I believe that is Henry Ruggs with his 2nd reception and 2nd first down, or excuse me, almost 2nd first down of the game. It should have been a first down with that first reception, but a nice play there, finds the open receiver, and he gets down the sideline and then eventually gets out of bounds. All right, 3:46 on the clock here. And they're going to hand the football off to Raquel Armstead again. Or this time it's John Kelly, excuse me. Up the middle, gets 9 yards, nice carry, best run of the day for this Toronto Huskies team. And they're going to pitch it out to the right-hand side this time and does not find the edge. That's Raquel Armstead. Now has 4 rushes for -5 yards in the day. That is going to be a loss of 3 on that one. He is struggling right now, Armstead. He's not able to find the open lanes. And unfortunately, it's just hurting this Toronto offense. So now it's going to be 3rd and 4 And this is going to be a very critical third down for this Toronto team, because if they don't get this, this is going to have plenty of opportunity for the other offense to go down the football field with Justin Herbert and score. So third down here, looks over to the right-hand side and tries to squeeze it in there, Fitz does, but is unable to find CeeDee Lamb. That was going to be a very tight throw if he were to complete that. He did get it to the receiver, but the problem was the defender was able to come up there and make a play on the ball and just absolutely demolishes the receiver when he goes to catch that. And another punt here. This time it's a booming punt that goes into the end zone for a touchback. Matt Hack, like I said, struggling and then has great games and then struggles again, very up and down. As Joe Mixon has over 500 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. Not a bad start to the year for Joe Mixon. He's definitely on pace for well over 1,000 yards. All right, Justin Herbert drops back, looks over to the left-hand side, and that's going to be A.J. Green, almost intercepted after A.J. Green goes up and gets hit. First, he almost takes the ball out of the air and then gets hit, drops the ball and almost gets intercepted. Another reception over the left-hand side after a play action. That's going to be a nice play downfield, getting all the way down to the 45-yard line. That's going to be a 25-yard catch for C.J. Uzomah. He's making up for the bad decision on that last play from C.J. Uzomah. Oh, that wide open, no one even in the area. The safety eventually comes down and makes the play. All right, now it's going to be 1st and 10 coming out of the 2-minute warning upcoming. You know, I really need to see this Toronto defense. I know they've been great so far, but we really need another stop from them to keep the Toronto offense in this game. And Herbert takes the snap over the middle, wide open, and that's going to be a reception. Tyler Boyd, again, his 5th catch in this game, 70 yards. He has been the clear top receiving option for this Bengals offense right now. All right, now it's going to be a bunch set to the left-hand side. Drops back. Justin Herbert scans the field, finds a very close play there, and that's going to be A.J. Green with the reception. Contested catch, but fits that ball into a tight window and almost gets the first down. It's going to be 2nd and inches here at about the 26-yard line or so. And actually, I don't know if that was intended for A.J. Green. I think he just took a ball away from Tyler Boyd there. Actually, I think he was saying, I'm tired of you catching footballs, that is mine. And now Joe Mixon takes this carry and goes backwards, actually, making it a full 3rd and 1 now. That is Floyd Ellis, the first ever draft pick for this Toronto Huskies franchise, and he has been phenomenal this year. Hands down, the best player on this defense. All right, 1:01 left in the 2nd quarter. Justin Herbert is going to take this snap, scan the field, and look over the middle. Once again, it is caught for a first down over the middle right now. They are just dotting up the middle of this defense, and there is nothing that the Huskies defense can do right now. That's going to be John Ross with the reception. And another throw here. Justin Herbert looks over the middle again, and that is, I think, C.J. Uzomah with a reception. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line now. Pretty much goal to go. And Herbert is moving around in the pocket, finds a guy on the right-hand side. That is John Ross with the reception. It's going to be 7 yards, making it 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. And he drops back, looks over the middle again, and John Ross with the touchdown, wide open. That's going to stretch this lead out for the Cincinnati Bengals squad pending the extra point, it's going to be 14-2. All right, now they line up for the point after. Randy Bullock nails the point after. So this means that this Toronto team has 23 seconds and 3 timeouts to make something happen. They're going to have to push the envelope and try and get that football down the football field, because right now the offense has not been able to make much happen. Obviously, the only points in the day coming from the defense. So this is going to be a kick return past the 25 to the 30-yard line, actually the 31, and that's Ashton Doolin setting up this offense with decent field position with 19 seconds to go. They do have 3 timeouts, so they don't have to worry about, throwing to the sideline. They just complete passes down the football field. That is the goal right now. As Fitzpatrick is in the shotgun, he takes the snap, scans the field, and he ends up, that was quite the play, he ends up getting sacked, but fumbles the football, and it goes right into the offensive lineman's hands. Look at this play as you see Geno Atkins and company getting through, and he just loses the football as he goes to throw it, bounces off the defender and into the center, Nick Harris's hands. That was pretty impressive work there. So they're just going to take their medicine and go to halftime, making it 14-2. The Huskies are down at halftime. Not looking too good right now. I think there's a total of 47 yards for this Huskies offense at halftime. So let's take a look around the country, though, at some of these games at halftime. And going up to Green Bay, the New Orleans Saints right now are in a tight one against the Green Bay Packers. It's 7-7. Aaron Rodgers looks good. Drew Brees, not so good in this one, but yet that team is still in this. Divisional matchup in Detroit. We got Chicago absolutely romping the Detroit Lions. Matt Stafford does not look good. Mitch Trubisky, however, 3 touchdowns on the day. He is destroying that Detroit secondary right now. And now we're going to travel to Kansas City, and it looks like Teddy Bridgewater is currently leading the Panthers over the Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs. The 4-1 Chiefs, if they end up losing that game, that would be a big upset from the Teddy Bridgewater-led Panthers, who are sitting at 3-2 and right in the mix right now for the both division lead and the playoffs. All right, coming out of halftime now, the Toronto Huskies kick the football off. And it's going to be all about this Toronto offense in the second half. Because if they do not start making things happen, then I think this game is already over. All right, looking at this offense, they've got 4 wide receivers on this formation. Justin Herbert drops back, looks to the right-hand side, and completes the ball. What an effort right there from Tyler Boyd. Escapes the initial tackle, but doesn't end up getting any extra yardage afterwards. Still a good play there with a 4-yard reception from Tyler Boyd. Over 200 yards passing for the Cincinnati offense already. Which, if they continue with this trend, there's a chance that they could reach 400. And that is actually the rookie Branch on the play there. 6th reception for Tyler Boyd. And another throw here from Justin Herbert to the right-hand side, and it's going to be an inaccurate one, going out of bounds. Now making it 3rd and 6 in a must-throw situation at this point. He drops back. Herbert scans the field, looks to the right-hand side, finds a man, gets the first down on a nice reception from none other than Tyler Boyd. Again, his 7th reception on the day. He's going to be nearing 100 yards soon. I think he's over 80 already. That time he goes out of bounds on the tackle by Quincy Williams, I believe. All right, Cincinnati is going to be in the shotgun. Herbert scans the football field, looks, and he is under pressure, and he gets sacked. That is Terrell Beckwith, the rookie. Not the star, Floyd Ellis, but his co-companion on the front four, Terrell Beckwith, getting to the quarterback there. And a couple of guys actually collapsed that pocket at the same time. So that was really good work from Terrell Beckwith to get in there and try and get Justin Herbert down, allowing this defense to once again force them into a longer second down. It's going to be 2nd and 16. And they're going to put A.J. Green in motion, drop back to throw, over the middle. It was intended for A.J. Green, but it was just a little inaccurate. Once again, I think the weather is affecting these quarterbacks. 3rd and 16. Justin Herbert scans the field, looks to the left, and what a hit on Joe Mixon. He drops it down, and Joe Mixon, once again, just gets absolutely demolished when he goes to catch this football. Once again, a little inaccurate as well, because this is the second time we've seen Joe Mixon have to jump for a football and ends up getting hit pretty hard there and drops the football, so there's no reception, actually. That is Joe Giles Harris, if I'm not mistaken, on the hit. He actually had a pretty good game last week. Made a couple of tackles, some key tackles last week. Didn't end up winning the football game, obviously, but he definitely kept them in the game. All right, Cincinnati punts the football away once again. And what a nice punt, but it's actually going to go past the 1-yard line and into the end zone. That's actually not Kevin Huber. That is Brewer, the punter, as Fitzpatrick in this offense comes out, set up at the 20-yard line. They desperately need to make a good drive here. So you have Fitz under center, a receiver on each side of the formation. They're going to hand the football off, though, and that gets absolutely stuffed. Raquel Armstead, 5 carries now for -8 yards on the day. That is just not a very good outing at all from this rushing attack, specifically from Raquel Armstead. He is just having nowhere to run with the football. All right, 2nd and 13 now. Fitzpatrick is in the shotgun. He takes the snap, looks over to the right-hand side, and comes back to the left, finds a man open, and he gets out of bounds. That's going to be his 7th completion on the day, finally reaching 50 passing yards. That is the rookie Keontae Bonds with the reception. And they're going to try and set up on 3rd down a screen pass here, and that goes backwards. The trend of the day, going backwards. That is what this offense is doing. John Kelly with a -3-yard reception. This play calling just is not working right now for this Toronto offense. You have Matt Hawk getting ready to hit another punt, a pretty long one here. And good kick coverage there, allowing nowhere for John Ross to go, only getting maybe a yard, if that, on the return. Great coverage today on these punts. And Joe Mixon's going to come back out onto the football field once again. Now, earlier this game, he did get hit in the backfield for a safety, but since then, he's been very productive. Joe Mixon getting the carry again, this time bouncing backwards, trying to make something happen, looking like Barry Sanders out there, but instead of going for positive yardage, he ends up getting tackled for a 4-yard loss. That was a team effort on that play. A lot of penetration from the defense, a missed tackle from Zaire Franklin, but the rookie Branch coming up and making the tackle eventually. So that's just good team effort there. Making another 2nd and long for this Bengals offense. Under center with a bunch formation to the right-hand side. They're going to hand the football off right up the middle. That's Joe Mixon making a move, getting up to the 29-yard line. A nice 6-yard carry there from Joe Mixon, making it 3rd and 7 now. And Justin Herbert drops back, tries to set up a screen pass there, but ends up hitting his offensive lineman with the football. I think he was a little worried about the pressure from this Toronto Huskies defense. And that's going to be a 3 and out from this Bengals offense, a punt here. And a pretty good one at that, but it ends up just taking a bad bounce, Toronto Huskies bounce, making it a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line to start this upcoming drive. Now this defense has to be getting frustrated with the lack of production on the offensive side of the ball. So Ryan Fitzpatrick in I formation, drops back, throws the football back out to the running back, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Here on 2nd and 10 now, we got 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Takes the snap, hands the football up the middle. They do go forward on this play, but only for a yard. That is John Kelly for 1 yard. DJ Reader on the tackle. And Fitzpatrick on 3rd down is looking to just get rid of the football there. He had a lot of pressure, almost got sacked, and ends up just throwing it out of bounds, setting up another 3 and out and punt. Matt Hawk once again. Another booming punt from him. It's going to get fielded at about the 20. Gets up to the 26-yard line, so a 6-yard return from John Ross. And that means this Bengals offense set up again. Another opportunity. Now Joe Mixon this game, you know, he's had some good runs. We saw a nice one earlier on that last drive, but we've also seen some runs that he just has nowhere to go right now. This defense has been shutting down this rushing attack for the most part. A nice throw here to the right-hand side. Oh, excuse me, not a nice throw. Justin Herbert misses the target. Had a wide open receiver there, though. He made a good read. And Justin Herbert hands this one off to Joe Mixon, who stumbles. I think he gets tripped up by his own offensive lineman, making it 3rd and 5. On a 5-yard carry, Floyd Ellis with the tackle. And now 3rd and 5, an inaccurate pass to the left-hand side from Justin Herbert, missing the receiver who had some pretty good coverage on him anyways. So that would have been a tough play to make. That's going to be another 3 and out from one of these offenses. I believe that was John Ross, the targeted receiver. And now the Cincinnati Bengals special teams unit punting the football again. Once again, another good punt, but just doesn't check up enough and goes into the end zone. Brewer having another punt into the end zone, so another drive that starts at the 20 for this Huskies offense. Right now it is just a punt fest between these two teams. The Huskies desperately need to figure something out. As Fitzpatrick drops back, he slips in the rain, finds a receiver though out to the left-hand side, but gets no yardage. Again, just nowhere to go with the football. I'm surprised Fitzpatrick was able to get back up and make a completed pass. Speaking of a completed pass, right there, that's one that should have been completed. And the receiver drops the football there. He was open, and Fitzpatrick made the throw. Making it 3rd and 10 here, though. He's moving in the pocket, finds a receiver this time, completes it for a 7-yard gain. But that makes it 4th and 3. CeeDee Lamb's first catch on the day. But unfortunately, is unable to make a man miss, thus getting tackled behind the line to gain. So probably another punt here from this Toronto team. So we have Matt Hawk preparing to punt again. Another booming punt. And this one ends up getting returned a little bit, down to the 29 this time. The Bengals return man, John Ross, making a guy miss getting himself a couple extra yards. Alright, after about the 6th punt in a row, I think, this Bengals offense comes out here. And they hike the football. They look over the middle, wide open. That's going to be John Ross for about a 9-yard reception. That should make it 2nd and 1. Are we finally going to see a first down? And they're going to hand it off to Joe Mixon up the middle. This offensive line got a good push there. And he ends up getting 4 yards on that carry. First down, though. It's the first down we've seen in a while, it feels like. And now Joe Mixon in the backfield. You have Justin Herbert under center. He's going to fake it to Mixon. Throw over the middle, and that almost gets intercepted. That was a very, very dangerous pass there. John Ross was the intended target. Josh Bynes, the man who gets his hands on the football. And this is going to be a sack on 2nd and down. That is Quincy Williams coming in on the sack, untouched. Once again, Quincy Williams getting to the quarterback. This is going to be the second or third sack on the season for him, I believe. And we've seen this from him before, where they fake the handoff. He goes after the running back initially, but with a quick reaction time, realizes the quarterback has the ball, changes his direction, and gets after the QB for the sack. That's the 2nd time this season we've seen that. Now 3rd and 17, Justin Herbert has all day in the pocket, drops it off to the left-hand side. That is Joe Mixon with the reception, but he ends up only getting 2 yards as he steps out of bounds. So another punt. As this Bengals team, another punt that looks like it's going to be going into the end zone again. Another drive that starts at the 20-yard line for this Huskies offense. Can we finally get past the 30-yard line? That has been the kryptonite right now, is this 20 to 30-yard line. You know, that section of the football field we cannot get past. Alright, so Fitzpatrick takes this snap. He looks over to the left-hand side and ends up missing the intended target, which was John Kelly out of the backfield. Alright, under center we have Fitzpatrick with a bunch set to the left-hand side, and they pitch it to that left-hand side. And some good blocking here, and I believe that is going to be not a first down. I don't know why he ran out of bounds there. It is 3rd and 1, and they go ahead and hand it off, and that is going to be John Kelly, the 2nd in a row. That is going to be a run, and John Kelly this time gets the first down. As Geno Atkins was unable to make the play on the running back. So now, we are on the 31-yard line, finally. This Huskies team has done it. And now they are going to run the football again for about a 1-yard gain. Raquel Armstead that time, getting positive yards. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here, as there have been no points scored in the 2nd half. It is still raining here in Toronto. It has been a steady downpour since the beginning of this game, and it has not let up. Going into the 4th quarter now, Toronto down 2-14, and that's going to be a pass that just doesn't quite get completed there, with the defender getting a hand on the ball, making it 3rd and 9. Fitzpatrick drops back, goes over to the left-hand side, finds a receiver, but gets hit mid-air. That is going to be Delaney Walker, who almost made the reception, but ends up getting hit just as he's in the air. That was a pretty good throw from Fitzpatrick, but unfortunately Delaney Walker is unable to hold on to that football, making it 4th and 9 and another punt. And this is a booming punt that goes into the end zone. Matt Hack absolutely demolished that ball there. As we see Justin Herbert having a lot of attempts on the day here, 36 already. Only 200 yards though to show for it. No interceptions, though, so some pretty safe football so far. And once again, a completed pass over the middle from Justin Herbert to none other than Tyler Boyd. He is having, if you have him in fantasy today, Tyler Boyd is having one heck of a day in PPR standards. And this time they're going to fake the handoff, and there's some pressure to the right-hand side, but he gets the ball off. Oh, dangerous throw from Justin Herbert. I think that was intended for A.J. Green. Third down here, 6 yards to go, and it's going to be a completed pass to A.J. Green over the 40-yard line to the 41, and Justin Herbert finds A.J. Green for the third time today. A 17-yard reception on 3rd and 6. Yeah, that's just got to be a backbreaker for this Toronto defense right now. That's Nick Needham on the tackle.
Let's go! 60 outlaw! Yo, 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 yo! Yo! Ready?
And Justin Herbert drops back, has all day in the pocket, finds a man in the flat for a completion of about 3 yards. It's going to be John Ross with his 6th reception. And Herbert finds a man wide open over the middle. That's C.J. Uzomah again. Getting a first down to the 43-yard line. It looks like the safety's coming up into the box here on this first down play. And they're going to send some extra blitzers, but he gets the ball off quickly. And that's going to be C.J. Uzomah again on the reception. This time getting about 6 yards. His 5th catch on the day. Josh Bynes on the tackle. That was almost a fumble there from C.J. Uzomah. If you look here, as they're making this tackle, he almost lets up the ball. So now Justin Herbert with 8 minutes on the clock. Low snap, hands it off though to Joe Mixon, and I believe it's going to be close to first down yardage, and they don't give it to him though, making it 3rd and inches here. Bunch set to the right-hand side, Herbert in shotgun. He takes the snap, he's going to throw it, and he's going to find the wide open receiver. That is, once again, C.J. Uzomah. With his 6th reception on the day, 61 yards. He's been the man open in the middle of the field pretty much all day long, him and Tyler Boyd. That's going to be Rashad Jones coming up to make the tackle. 7 minutes now on the clock. Justin Herbert under center, drops back, throws it again, this time over the middle, complete. And I believe that might be Drew Sample with his 2nd reception on the day. And Herbert is going to fake the throw, hand it off to none other than, I believe that might be Anderson with the carry. Nice one, breaking a tackle, finding his way up to the 7-yard line. 2nd and 2 here. And they're going to throw it to the end zone, and that almost gets intercepted. Justin Herbert trying to get some extra points on that scoreboard. 3rd and 2 here from the 7, and they're going to throw it. Herbert trying to figure out where to go with the football, and that looks like a touchdown for now, but
illegal touching.
That's right, illegal touching by the tight end C.J. Uzomah here. He ends up stepping out of bounds and then catches the football in the end zone. That's just bad awareness there from C.J. Uzomah, who should know better. So they're going to go ahead and kick a field goal here, making it 17-3 in the, or excuse me, 17-2 in this game. Still no points from this Toronto offense. 0 points from the offense. So Cincinnati kicks this football off, and it's going to be a return past the 25 to the 29-yard line here from Ashton Doolin. So maybe since they don't have to get past the 30 here, maybe they can finally find a way to get to a first down and some points. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, this is kind of a last-ditch effort for this squad. They're down 15 at this point. Still a 2-score game, but Fitzpatrick sends Patrick Laird out of the backfield, out wide. So it's empty backfield now. He drops back. He looks to the right-hand side, finds a wide-open receiver, makes a move, and he continues to go down past the 50 to the 49. That is Henry Ruggs again with another play. Now, speaking of Henry Ruggs, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I've heard some rumblings from our NFL insider, Reese Recker, that they have some legal trouble right now for Henry Ruggs. Now, they aren't sure the extent of it, the team or the NFL right now, with a nice juke move right there on William Jackson, of all people, and ends up getting past the 50. Really good play from Henry Ruggs, but I guess he does have some legal trouble, and he may end up having to miss some time. We don't know how long, we don't know how the extent of it, and that's going to be a huge hit on Ryan Fitzpatrick, who tries to stand in there and give the running back some time on that screen pass, but is unable to do so. Another screen pass here. This time it is complete, and that's going to be Patrick Laird running down almost to the first down, just gets tripped up, a shoestring tackle, making it 3rd and 2 at the 41-yard line. Empty backfield, Fitz throws over the middle. It is going to be a completed pass to the rookie Keontae Bonds, the big receiver over the middle, with I believe only his 2nd or 3rd catch on the day. So all of a sudden, this Toronto offense is starting to move the football, and just like that, they're actually in field goal range. It is long field goal range, but they are in the range of Josh Lambo. So empty backfield here. Fitz drops back. He throws over the left-hand side, finds a receiver open, gets a first down again. That's, I believe, a 14-yard reception for, I think that might have been Delaney Walker. A 13-yard reception, and this one on first down, they hand the football off, and nice move to the outside. That is John Kelly with a really nice run down to the 7-yard line. That is hands down the best run on the day from this Toronto team, and all of a sudden it is 1st and goal with about 3 minutes left in this ball game. And look at that nice juke move from John Kelly, bounces it outside, gets inside the 10, and for a first down, a 1st and goal at that. And just like that, they are in business. This Toronto offense is rolling. Under center, Ryan Fitzpatrick drops back. He scans the field. He's under pressure, though, and he goes down. I think that might have been a fumble. Was that a fumble for Ryan Fitzpatrick? I think it may have been. And he was under pressure immediately. He tries to fight. I don't know. Is he down there? DJ Reader, that looks like his knee was down. As you see Tyler Boyd and company coming onto the football field, I still think that may have been down, and it is going to be reviewed here.
The previous play is under review.
That if they do not overturn this, that will pretty much be the football game. It really looked like, as you can see, he's going down, and knee is down right there. I think he still had the football in his hands, so that should be just a sack. Ryan Fitzpatrick is preparing to go back on the football field. All right, they do overturn it, making it 2nd and goal from the 15 after that sack. The clock is running now, so they go ahead and hand it off, actually, and that's Patrick Laird getting inside the 10 down to the 9. So they do get about 6 yards on that carry, but it's going to be the 2-minute warning here. Only 2 minutes left in this game, down 15. So this offense needs to find the end zone on this 3rd down. They're going to drop back, and they're going to throw to the end zone, and it almost gets intercepted. The defender, I believe that might have been Jesse Bates. Either Jesse Bates or Sean Williams getting his hands up there. and affecting that pass, almost intercepting it. So that means it's 4th down and goal from the 9-yard line. They're in I formation here. I don't know what they're thinking. I hope they throw the ball. And they're going to fake the handoff and find a receiver over the middle and touchdown. Touchdown. That's right, a touchdown for this Toronto Huskies team. That is C.D. Lamb with a touchdown, and he's been quiet all game, but he shows up when it matters most, finding the end zone. Ryan Fitzpatrick with a nice play action. And that play action, I think, made the defense, even though it was on 4th and goal, bite just enough to allow CeeDee Lamb to get that opening. And they're going to kick the extra point here, electing to probably go for 2 on the next touchdown if they even get an opportunity. So that's going to be 17-9 right now. Toronto's will probably go for an onside kick here if I had to take a guess. And no, they elect to kick it deep. You know, they do have 3 timeouts, so they're going to go ahead and kick it into the end zone for a touchback. So pretty much they have to get a stop here, a 3-and-out, or Justin Herbert and this offense, with 45 passing attempts on the day, will end up winning this game. So under center with Joe Mixon in the backfield, 2 tight ends to the left-hand side. And they're going to hand it off to Mixon, and that's going to be a 1st down, and I believe that's going to end this game. If not, it's going to be very close. Obviously, they're going to have only 2 timeouts now after taking a timeout. In I formation now with 1:48 left. And they're going to actually go play action here. They're going to elect to throw the football all day in the pocket, and I don't know what they were doing there. Justin Herbert steps up, evading the rush, and throws the football incomplete. So now it's 2nd and 10, and they're going to hand the football off this time. That is Floyd Ellis with the stop at the line of scrimmage, making it 3rd and 10. They take the timeout. That play action pass that ends up being incomplete may cost this Bengals team. And another play action here from Justin Herbert, and he's got all sorts of time and finds a receiver in a tight window there. I think that's going to be a 1st down to CJ Uzomah. What a throw and what a catch. Yes, that is the 7th catch for CJ Uzomah, getting all the way down to the 49. And that pretty much ends this football game. They're going to hand it off here to Joe Mixon, who gets stopped immediately for no gain. That is Josh Bynes on the stop. But it's too late at this point. What an effort, though, from this Toronto defense today. I am so impressed as they go with another handoff here, getting about 3 or 4 yards. I have to say, I think that this Toronto defense played their absolute hearts out. And it's unfortunate as they go with the victory formation here. It's unfortunate that this offense couldn't find their footing until that last 2.5, 3 minutes, because up until that point, it was just punt after punt after punt. At least in previous games, even against the Vikings, they may not have been able to get too very far necessarily, but they were able to get into field goal range on some drives, whereas today they couldn't even do that. It wasn't until the final 3 minutes that Fitzpatrick and company, and he's shaking his head. He's disappointed. You know, he wants more for these fans. You know, I have to say, and I'm right there with it. You know, this offense is just not performing well. Very bad game from Fitzpatrick. Only 113 passing yards. Does end up getting that touchdown at the very end, but not a very good day. They couldn't run the football either, which led to a really bad opportunity for this offense pretty much every time that they threw the football because they knew they were in long yardage situations, causing them to more or less just be one-dimensional offense, which really shut down this team. So the Toronto Huskies end up losing another one, 17-9 here. The Cincinnati Bengals controlling this game from start to finish. Justin Herbert throwing 45 times, I think, at least. Almost 50 times he passed the football in that game. So that's some pretty big numbers for an offense that, once again, the defense played great, considering they threw the football 50 times or almost 50 times, and I don't even think they reached 300 yards passing. So, that's pretty good numbers, pretty good defensive numbers. As you see, Rashad Jones here with an opportunity to upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and continue with his run support capabilities because he's really been helping out in that department. And so now we see some tackling, some play rec. That's what we like to see. At 32 years old, he's still going strong. As you see some of his ratings here, he's got, not amazing ratings, but, good enough. So I believe that's going to wrap up this Week 6 matchup between the Bengals and the Toronto Huskies. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that scouting off camera. And then looking forward, though, we have the Bears here in week number 7, who last we saw at halftime, they were absolutely dismantling the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford up there in Detroit. It was not even a game. I think it was like 35-0 or something like that. So the Bears, that might be a tough matchup in week 7. We'll have to see how the defense fares, because they were on the football field a lot in this game. That's the second game in a row, really, or I guess second game out of the last 3 that this defense has just been on the football field for probably 2/3 or more of the game. So we'll have to see how that affects them in the long run. But for now, my name is Tayvikes28. I thank you guys for watching, and we will tune back in next episode against the Bears, hopefully to see this Toronto Huskies team get, that's right, their second victory. So if you didn't get to catch that first victory, go check out, I believe, week number 2 against the Tennessee Titans. Also, if you want to check out last week, a pretty good matchup against the Minnesota Vikings last week, a good game. Check that one out. We had a guest broadcaster on. You go see how that sounded, and obviously we had two different people commentating for you, so you don't have to listen to my voice the entire time. But maybe you guys like that, so if you do, check back in. We do plan on having that same guest back on later in the season at some point for another episode. And once again, I will have a scouting update for you guys about probably 2/3 of the way through the season. So check back in for that as well. And in the meantime, I thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.